how to separate yourself from others, how to separate yourself from the clones, how not to blend in with the twins, the triplets, the quadruplets. Everyone's looking alike. It's not much individualism in the look, in the style, in the lingo, right? The way that we carry ourselves. Um, it's a lot of everyone looking real similar and real alike. So this video is really just wants to talk about that. How to just be you. All right? I have 6 things. 1, be your authentic self. 2, be kind. 3, know when to be quiet. 4, respect the authority of men. 5, be nurturing. And 6, stay tuned for number 6. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. It's just as important as the rest of them, if not more. So stay tuned. I'm Ashley Marshall, author of the book Have You Watered Your Garden Today? And thank you so much for tuning in. If this is not your first time, hey boo boo love, how you doing? But if this is your first time, I do appreciate you joining us, and I hope that the discussion is beneficial for you today. So welcome to the Have You Watered Your Garden Today channel, where we discuss problems and solutions that affect men and women of all ages within the Black American community. This is a solution-focused space where we aim to shed light, spark thought, and most importantly, show love. We don't coddle and we don't pander. So if you're ready, put your thinking caps on, tie it up nice and tight, and let's get it. First one. How to separate yourself from others, from most women. Be your authentic self. Well, what does that mean? What does that look like, to be your authentic self? The only way for you to truly be your authentic self is through self-reflection, analyzing yourself, your actions, your thought processes, your decision-making, your feelings, your desires, your likes, your dislikes. Counseling is a great way. Therapy, journaling, silence, mindfulness, stillness, sitting still, isolation also. A lot of times we think that we're in the process of healing because we're not dating. But healing goes beyond what you experience that hurt you within dating, okay? Your healing is related to all of your relationships, not just your romantic and or sexual relationships, right? It also could even be your relationship with yourself, the things that you've told yourself, the things that you've done to yourself that takes you further and further away from who you are authentically. Maybe someone said something to you when you were a child and you believed it. And now you've made it your truth. And now you stick to it. But really, that's not who you are at the core. That's not who you are on the foundation level. At the most basic level, that's not who you are. You are that because of your experience. But if that experience never happened, what would you be? I'll wait. Let's think about it. Let's meditate on it. Let's let that marinate. Who and where would you be if you did not experience that thing that made you become that thing? If you did not experience that thing that made you be the person that you are now, right? So there's ways to become or to discover your authentic self so that you can become your authentic self. Isolation, therapy / counseling, church, silence, mindfulness, stillness, yoga, prayer, journaling, groups of people where the group is focused on self-discovery. The group is focused on accountability. The group is focused on personal development and growth. Reading, that also helps. Asking yourself questions, putting yourself, you know how when you're talking to someone and you say, Well, if the shoe was on the other foot, or if it was me, right? So right now you're you. So take yourself out of you and look at you from the outside looking in. Analyze. Let's think about it. Because that is where the discovery happens. That is where you find out who you are authentically, what you like, what you don't like, what you prefer, what you don't prefer, and the list goes on. Okay, how you like to dress, how you like to wear your hair. A lot of us, we never really even got a chance to find out what and who our hair is, because your hair has a personality of its own. For those who don't know, for whatever reason, at one point I didn't know. I used to wear sew-ins. I mean, I just cut my locks a few months ago in June. What is it, October now? So June, July, August. About 4 months ago, I cut my locks off. So this is me right now, right? But I got my first relaxer at 3 years old. Can you imagine? A relaxer at 3? That's way too early. So for me, I never got a chance to discover who my hair is, what it likes, what it's capable of doing. So I was never able to be myself in that sense because I always had a relaxer or braids or a sew-in. But I never really just wore my natural hair. No one told me that it was beautiful, even though I saw it. Because my Grandma Burley, shout out to Grandma Burley. We love Grandma Burley. Anybody that know VT, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know why we love Grandma Burley. But anyway, I saw some of my family doing it, but I still didn't know. You know, I was taught one way, and that is the way that I stuck to. And a lot of us are still sticking to what we were taught, even though it's not who we are, even though it's not what we like, even though it's not our preference, even though we prefer something else, even though we actually might prefer something else and don't even realize it. And we don't realize it because that thing that we're holding on to, or that thing that we've allowed, or that thing that has happened, like the relaxer, like the sew-ins, the wigs, the braids, we can't even see what the possibilities are with our hair because we're clinging on to the wigs, we're clinging on to the braids, we're clinging on to the relaxers, we're clinging on to the bald head, you know? So be your authentic self, discover yourself, hang around people who want to discover themselves, read, get quiet, isolate yourself, eat healthy so that you can have clear thoughts. Oh my gosh. And that right there is a whole nother conversation. Eating healthy so that you can have clear thoughts. Who would have ever thought that that had something to do with it? Eating healthy will help you have clear thoughts. Eating healthy will help you with your emotional intelligence. Eating healthy will help you manage your emotions. Really? Be more in control of them? Wow. Didn't even know that was a thing. Let me just say one quick thing. I'm not going to go too deep into it because this is the thing. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm none of that. I have never worked in a butcher's office, shop, a slaughterhouse. I don't know. But what I do know is the research that I've done, and I've eaten bacon, chicken. I still will. You know, let's not get it twisted. But this is the thing. Those animals, okay, let me just start here. Humans, any living being, we have emotions, right? We have happy, sad, glad, joyful, stress, and the list goes on. All of these different emotions, right? So many more. And as we experience these emotions, as we go through these emotions, there is a hormonal / chemical process that happens within the body that corresponds with the emotions that we're having, right? And even the thoughts, because the thoughts can lead to the emotions, right? Because if you think, oh my gosh, I got so much work to do for the next 21 days, I don't know how I'm gonna get it done. The feeling as a result to that thought is stress, right? It's uncertainty, right? So we have these feelings and these thoughts that can lead to chemistry and hormonal things in our body, right? Same thing for animals. So, if an animal is happy, glad, mad, sad, there is a chemistry of hormones that takes place within the body that corresponds to that specific emotion, right? So, if you can just imagine when they say farm raised or when they say farm raised or free range or farm raised or wild caught, right? You see those things, and I know sometimes we might just overlook it. At one point, I didn't even realize the difference. But an animal that is farm raised, right? A fish that is farm raised, a cow, a chicken, in a lot of situations, not all, because there are some very ethical farmers out here. Let's not get it twisted. There are so many ethical farmers out here. We just got to find them. But I'm speaking in general because a lot of us shopping at the grocery stores. We're not shopping at straight from the farmer. We're not shopping at the farmer's market, the real farmer's market, not the grocery store farmer's market. I'm talking about the one that they set up on Saturdays and Sundays and break down in the evening. You can't go there on a Wednesday, right? You have to go there on the weekend when they're open or when they're set up. So a lot of these, let's just imagine the cow and the salmon are both farm raised. A lot of those that are farm raised, they're going to be in very tight spaces. They're probably going to be fed the cheapest, most unhealthy things to eat. They're probably going to be, if they're in very close quarters with no space to move around, that means sickness and disease spreads around faster and easier. So in return, they get shot with antibiotics because they don't want to lose money. If they lose a cow or a fish, that's less money that they get to sell these livestock for. It's less money. So they don't want to lose it. So they need to inject it with an antibiotic so that they can save it. So they're growing up in close quarters with barely any moving around room. It's not their natural habitat. A fish is supposed to swim freely through the water, but if they just in a little bucket or a big container with a whole bunch of other fish and there's no space for them, imagine the stress that they're under. If there is no space around them and there's people sick as I don't know what, right here, right there, behind them, above them, below them, you're stressed, you're mad, you're sad, you're confused. You're trying to figure out, well, why? What's going on? So these animals, the cow, the fish, they've been shot up with antibiotics. Maybe not the fish, I don't know. But I'm just speaking in general terms here. These animals have been shot up with antibiotics. They've been raised in an atmosphere of stress, sickness, and disease. They slaughter them. They watch if you were a cow and you watching another cow, your sister or your grandmother or whoever get taken to the back last week. And then a couple of days later, your cousin got taken to the back last week. And then a couple of days later, your mother got taken to the back last week. But none of them return. They never return. And you just watching all of this happen. Imagine the stress that's going through your body. Imagine the emotions and the chemicals and the hormones that's going through your body watching that. And now it's your turn. Now you go get slaughtered with all of those emotions, the sadness, the sickness, the stress, the anger, the confusion. All of that is running through your bloodstream right now. You go get slaughtered. They package you up, put you in a grocery store. Now let's be you again. I'm me again. I'm no longer a cow. You're no longer a cow. Now we're us. We going into the grocery store. We about to go buy a pack of meat so we can make burgers or spaghetti or whatever it is that we want to make. And now we go buy that pack of meat that was just slaughtered. The same pack of meat that just watched their cousin, their grandmother, and their mother go to the back for the last 3 weeks and never came back out. I just bought the pack of meat that was in on the farm in close quarters with other sick animals. Now I'm about to go home and cook it and eat it and feed it to my family. And we wonder why we confused. We wonder why we don't know who we are. We wonder why we're confused about who we are at the core. Whose thoughts are those? Whose feelings are those? Are they yours? Did you decide that this was yours because of what this person did or said or didn't do or didn't say? Did this come out of nowhere? Did they even do anything to you? Whose emotions are those? Why are we dysfunctional? Why are relationships dysfunctional? And I said I was going to make it quick, but I feel like I'm going a little longer than expected. But the thing about it is, it's multiple steps to determining your authentic self, to be you. If you spent your whole life being and doing someone else or something else, it's going to be other steps involved. So with that being said, watch what you eat. Drink water, right? If we want to discover our true selves, we got to get clear in the mind. We got to get clear in the heart. We got to get clear in the spirit, in the aura. Only way to clear that out, cut out all of that meat. And if you are going to eat the meat, do halal. Do grass-fed, antibiotic-free, those types of things. Or grow your own. Start your own farm. There's all types of programs and grants and all types of things for people who want to start a farm. Do it, right? But that's number one. Be your authentic self. That's one way to separate yourself from everybody else. Do you, be you. Get a clear mind, a clear heart, clear thoughts. Be yourself. Wear your hair. Eat your food, your healthy food. I'm not talking about the bullshit. Eat your healthy food. Be around people who share the same sentiments. Read. Isolate. Sit still. You know, get your massages. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't even, listen, for those that don't know, I'm a licensed massage therapist. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. But I've been in the wellness industry for over 15 years. So, I mean, I used to do nails. I've managed and, you know, I've done all types of things within the health and wellness and spa industry. But self-care, that is, I'm going to say self-care, your diet, your thought processes, your company, those are the ways, and your activities, the things that you do in your spare time. Those are the ways to discover your true self, who you are at the core. Be kind. That's another way. That's the second way on my list. And there might be more. If there's more, please put it in the comments because I don't know everything. I'm going to say this maybe every video. Like my sis Erica Badu say, the man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. And I am an eternal student of life. So you got an additional perspective. You have a better word. Anything like that. Something that will help me understand. Something that will help us understand. Whatever it is, put it in the comments, please. But be kind. Be a kind person. How do you be kind? How do I become a kind person when I've been an anxious person for a long times? How? How do you become kind? Number one, think about what do you think would feel kind to you? If someone did or said this specific thing that felt like, oh, they are a kind person, what would that be? Think about it. Let's let it marinate. Let's meditate on it. What would it be? Do those things for other people. That's one way to be kind. But let me add, that's number one, but let me add 1A under that. I'm going to have a bullet point under that. Be authentically kind. Don't give out false and fake compliments. Don't lie to people and say, oh, I like your shirt when you really don't. Find something else that you like. Find something else kind to say. You don't have to go around telling lies. It's really not cool to do that. Okay? So be kind, be authentic. Think about what it is that you would like to be done for you or said to you, and do that to and for others. Another way to be kind is to do things without the expectation of anything in return. Everything does not have to yield a reward for you. Ideally, yes, we would like that. But in this day and age, it's a lot of people that's going without. It's a lot of people that genuinely and truly don't have it, whatever it is, whether it's resources or information. It's people that truly just don't know. And if you got it, the information or the resource, help them. Why not? Especially if you see that they're the kind of person that's helping themselves. You know? Don't just let it be all about you. Don't make every decision about you. Listen, I'm about to trigger somebody with this word I'm about to say. It's not even a word, it's a name. But I'm using it like a word because it's something that's going to always exist. The name is going to exist too. I forgot what I was about to say, y'all. Oh, don't let it be all about you. Let other people benefit from the decisions that you make. Allow other people be able to reap the rewards of the things that you do. And it may not be you reaping the rewards this time, right? It might be them reaping the rewards every time. But part of being kind is understanding that sometimes the things that you do will not directly benefit you. Now, here's the triggering part. Kevin Samuels. Ooh, don't throw nothing at me, y'all, please. But I gotta say it because he had a video. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Rest in power to Kevin Samuels. He had a video where he talked about when are women, he said black women, but when are women going to start doing things that benefit the community? When are women going to start doing things that don't directly benefit us? When are women going to start doing things where the community can look at us and say, I'm proud of the result that this person is showing. I'm proud of what this person is contributing to the world and to the community. And I am honored to be a part of the same community that they're from. And I think that he asked the question because there's a lot of us doing things without any thought or care of how it affects the community. And it's a lot of us doing things only with the desire to get something in return. And as women, I personally think that's detrimental because we're more than takers. See, I think a lot of people have gotten it confused when they hear masculine and feminine, gender roles and all of these things. They think, oh, well, a woman is subservient to a man. She has to submit and surrender to a man, and she give her body to her kids, every kid for 9 months, 9 months per kid. And really it's longer than 9 months because your body has to recover. But I think the problem is that, and maybe I should do a separate video about this, but I think the problem is that people are not understanding the actual position of regality. And I don't even know if this is a word, y'all, but I'm just making this up right now. Regality, I'm about to look it up and see if it's a real word. Some people are not understanding the position of regality that women hold. And when I say that, what I mean is, regality is a word. Watch this.
Regality.
It's a word. A state of being a king or a queen. Oh my gosh. And that's how I meant it. And then the second definition is a royal privilege. But that's how I meant it. Or the demeanor or dignity appropriate to a king or a queen. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think a lot of women are not understanding the regality within the position of a woman or a mother. I think we only see the things that we have to do for everyone else, the things we got to do for our man, the things that our kids want us to do for them as well. And it's all of these things that we got to do. When is someone going to come do something for me? That's our thought. It's legitimate. It's a legitimate thought. But my only problem with that thought comes in when I realize that we're not realizing the importance of the role of a woman or a queen. I'm sorry, a woman, a queen, a mother, right? That is a very important role, right? We bring things to life. We bring things back to life. We heal and kiss the boo-boos. The things that we feed our family determine their level of productivity for the day. The clothes. How good do you feel when you got fresh, clean laundry? You feel confident. You smelling good. You already looking good, but you smelling good. You know what I'm saying? Your clothes smelling good. Your kids, your husband, your man, they enjoy that too. You are directly responsible for the level of productivity that is reached by your family members. Now, that's not to say that they don't have autonomy. I'm not saying that. For all of those that want to be like, no, you can't, that people gonna do what they want to do. That's not what I'm talking about. See, because sometimes y'all be ready to take the most extreme situations and make them the example. No. I want to deal with real examples, right? Things that's actually reality, right? Reality is if you provide X, Y, and Z, these tools, they have them to use. Whether they use them or not, that's up to them. And if you have chosen the right man, and if you have done your best with your children, they're probably going to use them tools. They're probably going to consider using them tools. They're probably going to look at and think about them tools. They might skip it this time, but they're going to go back to them tools. And they're going to always remember. Now, I know sometimes you might feel unappreciated. My goodness, I don't want to go to... This is another video. But be kind. Let's just rewind it back. Be kind. Give authentic compliments. Treat people how you want to be treated, because we learned that in preschool, in kindergarten. Yeah. I think that is what I got for being kind. Just be a good person. Also, don't look for things in return. If you get something in return, awesome. If not, that's fine too. You might get something next time, you might not. But just do it because it's good. Do it out of the kindness of your heart. Do things that your community is going to be proud of. Don't be selfish. Consider others when you make decisions. That's kindness. We can call it other things too, like being considerate, having a community mindset. But yeah, part of being kind is having a community mindset. Because we are all we got. And if we're not making decisions that benefit our community, then who is? Know when to be quiet. Number 3. Sometimes, y'all, if you want to separate yourself from the others, from other women, just know when to be quiet. Know when to stop talking. Know when to talk less and listen more. Know when to take notes. Because a lot of women nowadays, loud. I'm loud. I can be loud. I'm probably loud right now. Well, not in this moment. But earlier, it's a time and a place for everything. You can be loud when the time is right. But knowing when to be quiet will help you win the deal. It will help you win the argument. It'll help you negotiate better. It shows that you have a level of maturity, a level of emotional intelligence, because you might be in the midst of an argument with your sister or your lover, or a conversation with your sister or your lover, and they're just talking the whole time. But if you keep interrupting, you won't ever let them get their whole point across. You let them get their whole point across, now they feel heard. And we're talking about relationships that you want. You want your relationship with your sister. You want your relationship with your lover. So you allow them to be heard. You know when to be quiet, right? You know when to just listen. And that's more so like in a private setting. I would say in a public setting, here's an example. You know, two men, one of them might be your man or your brother. They might be arguing, right? And you might have been involved in it initially, but then you started to see that it's escalating. It's going beyond what you can control. It's going beyond what you can even be involved in. You know, as a woman, as a lady, when to back out, when to sit down, when to mind your business, and when to be quiet. It's an art form. It is. Something that my mom told me, the late great Angela Michelle, rest in peace to the queen. She told me talk less and listen more. That has taken me a long way in life. It's taken me so far in life. Talk less, listen more. It's a superpower. It's a skill. Learn it. It's going to separate you from the others. It's going to get you far in life. It's going to allow you to actually accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. If you're so busy commenting on every word that they say or every statement that they make because you cut them off with every word or statement, you wasting time. Allow people the chance to talk. Know when to be quiet. It is a superpower. It is a skill that can take you far in life. In addition to that, here's another skill. Not to bring up Kevin Samuels again, y'all. Don't get me. But the thing that I noticed about Kevin Samuels is a lot of women, not about him, but about how people would respond and react to his content, is that a lot of people would be so offended and so upset and so annoyed. And I get it, because the delivery is off. Your tone is off. The choice of words, right? And I completely get that. I would never debate anyone about the delivery and the tone, because one of the things that I want to focus on this channel is not speaking from a place that feels like hate, not speaking from a place that feels like disdain or judgment, right? I want to focus on the solutions, but we have to identify the problem first so that we can actually determine what the solution is, what it should be. But a lot of people would be so offended and so upset and annoyed by his tone and or his choice of words that they're actually missing the whole point that he's making. So it is a skill to be able to hear what the person is saying, dismiss the tone, but keep the message. They say, eat the fish and spit out the bones. Take what you need and leave the rest. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Everything that you don't need, leave it. It ain't for you. It's for someone else. But get the message. Leave the tone aside. Leave the choice of words aside. Leave your personal feelings aside. And just get to the message. That's a skill that'll take you a long way in life. Talk less, listen more, know when to be quiet, take what you need and leave the rest. Number 4, how to separate yourself from others. Respect the authority of men. Don't go around being one of those women that's talking about, I don't need men and I could live in a world without men and all of that stuff. Stop saying that. That's foolish. That's absolute foolishness. And you know it and I know it and we all know it. It's foolish. Stop it. Respect the people that you want to protect you. Respect the people that are doing the hardest jobs in the world, that give you the luxuries and the comforts that you have. You have electricity. Why? You have water flowing through your spigot out of your faucet. Why? You have gas coming out of your stove. Why? Someone is down at the plant, flowing the water and the gas and the electricity down to you. Even if they're not actively doing it every moment of the day, someone got to go down there and make sure that the wires are not loose. Hey, I don't know anything about the plant or any of these places, so I'm just using words that we all can relate to as I talk about a deep topic. Someone got to make sure the wires are not loose. Someone has to make sure that the screws are not rusty. Someone has to make sure that the pipes are connected. I highly doubt that it's cute, beautiful, sweet women that's wearing Chanel perfume that's down at the plant doing those things. I seriously doubt it. I doubt that it's the butches and the studs that's down there doing it. I doubt that too. The tomboys, I doubt it. LGBTQIA+, I doubt it. Some of y'all might be, but the majority of us that identify as women, those of us that live our lives as women, we are not the ones that's down there doing those jobs. We're not making sure that the wires are loose. I'm sorry, that the wires are not loose. We're not making sure that the pipes are connected and making sure that it flows to the west instead of, you know what I'm saying? That's not our job. Our job is to hop in the shower, turn on the water, and take it. Therefore, if you appreciate the hot water that comes out of your spigot/faucet, if you appreciate the electricity and the gas that comes out, the air conditioner, if you appreciate the highways and the roads that you get to drive on, the airplanes that you get to fly on, the boats that you get to sail on, if you appreciate those things that are 9.9 times out of 10 maintained, built by men, you need to respect the authority of men. I know. Some of y'all don't want to hear that, and I get it. I understand. I truly do understand. I do. But there comes a time in life where you have to set aside your personal feelings and understand what it is. And I'm going to tell you how I know you know how to do it. You ready? I know that you know how to respect the authority of men for 2 reasons. You know how to respect authority in 3 reasons. You know how to respect authority in general. That's why I know you can respect the authority of men, because you have respected authority your whole life. If not, you'll be in jail somewhere or dead. Okay? So that's number 1. I know that you can respect the authority of men because you have been. Number 2, I know that you can respect the authority of men because you know how to do it at work. The people that's writing your paycheck, that's signing off on that joint every week or every 2 weeks, so you can get your direct deposit and get your little pay stub in the mail or in the email, however they do it. You know they doing paperless nowadays and stuff like that because we want to save the trees. But you know how to get in line at your job. That's number 2. Number 3, I know that you know how to respect the authority of men because you respect the authority of children. And what I mean when I say that is you could be in the middle of doing the most important thing of the day for you. But when your kid come in and they say, "Mommy, I need, I want, I have to," you hopping right up. You're respecting the authority of the child. That's not to say that the child has the authority in a sense that they're the adult and that they tell you what to do and that they make decisions. But no, when your child comes to you with a need, you prioritize it. When your child comes to you with the issue, you prioritize it. So you know how to do it. Tap in, tune in. Come on. Respect these men. They helping us with the luxuries. We want them to protect us if someone assaults us in the street. We might say, oh, well, I'm not going to call Jason or, I don't know, whoever, Michael or Kevin, but I'm going to call the police. 9 times out of 10, the police is a man. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You can't say that you don't need men when you need men. You may not need the man that you're dating, but you need men in general. You also need men to even have a kid. You may not need to participate in the act of sexual intercourse to have a kid, but without the sperm, where does sperm come from? Now, they might be making it in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to get that robotic sperm. Maybe that's what you want. Go get it. Go ahead on, have your little robotic baby. Since you don't need men. Since you don't respect men. The same men that you don't respect, you're going to want them to protect you and your kid. You need that water flowing out of your shower, in your kitchen. Huh? You need that electricity and that HVAC. Yeah. The house that you living in. The car that you driving in. Understand, men have participated and facilitated a lot of these luxuries that we get to have. Stop saying you don't need men. Respect them. Respect the kings. Every man is not acting as if he's a king. Every man is not displaying king tendencies, king behaviors. Absolutely, we get that. But do they deserve to get treated less than? That goes back to being kind. You don't have to date these men if you don't view them as worthy enough for you. You don't have to sleep with them or be their wife or whatever if you think in your mind that it's not ideal for you. You don't have to, but you need to respect them. You need to respect them. The luxuries that they afford us are too irreplaceable for y'all to be carrying on talking about, I don't need a man. No, you do. We all do. I love me a black man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I love me a black man. Black men are the epitome of men. That's the epitome of a king. The black man? And y'all talking about y'all don't respect them? Y'all don't need them? Lies. Where my hat at? I'll throw my cap on right now. Not my thinking cap, but my cap. Leave you straight lying. You lying. I can see right through your lies. I see it. But so far we got be your authentic self. Be kind. Know when to be quiet and respect the authority of men. Stop saying you don't need them. You do. Be kind to them. You do need them. You do. You do. You do. Whether they're the police, whether they're the plumber, whether they're the HVAC man, whether they're the pool man, whether they're the person that's doing your lawn, your landscaping person, the person that's cleaning your gutters, power washing your house, your driveway, your trash can. When you need renovations done to your house, your car, you know what I'm saying? You need them. Let's stop lying. Let's stop lying, ladies. Let's go ahead and take that truth that we determined was our truth, and we don't have to completely dismiss it. But what we can do is we can unpack it, rearrange, reposition the thoughts, the feelings, and repackage. You can actually keep a similar thought process of independence, and because ultimately what I hear is when women say, I don't need a man, I think some of y'all mean that, but I think what some of y'all really mean is, I don't need a man in my house for me to get things done. I don't need a man in my house for me to stay alive in the midst of an accident. I think that's what you mean. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm almost 99% sure that that's what you mean. Nothing wrong with that. You don't. But you got to be careful the words that you use. You got to be careful how you making people feel. You got to be careful the tone. See, y'all was offended by Kevin Samuels and his tone. But you can use any tone you want with men. And they just supposed to just take on the chest. They supposed to just take it on the chest. Eat that. On the chin. Eat it. It's ate. It's done. It's gone. That's what they supposed to do. It's not fair. Men have feelings too. They have emotions too. And again, I'm pro-family. This is not about men. This is not about women. I'm talking to women because I'm a woman and that's the position that I relate to the most. That's the position that I'm most experienced and educated on. But this is pro-family. This is so we can get our together and be together. We can have these black little kids running around here with their braids and afros and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we want. We want black kids running around, being free, being kids. But we can't do that when we against each other. When we keep screaming out, I don't need a man. You know, men ain't this, men ain't that. It's no way that we can have little black kids that are happy and free and running around with no care and no worry in the world, having everything that they want, need, deserve, and desire. If we, black men and women, the adults, are at odds. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I mentor elementary school girls. So that's another way that I'm giving back. That's another way that I'm adding to the solutions within the community rather than perpetuating the problems. Okay? And another thing, speaking of the kids, if you don't respect men, don't put that venom into your kids, into your daughters, and have them growing up thinking that a hot girl summer is supposed to be a lifestyle. Having these young men growing up hating women and or hating men because of the things that you've said to them, hating the fact that they're a man, so now they want to identify or they think that they identify as something else. I understand that there's some people that identify as a man or a woman when they were biologically born in a different body. Excuse me. And I understand that that can be completely separate from what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people, the women who have spit so much venom to their sons or so much venom to their daughters where they hate who they are and now they want to be and do something else. Problematic. It's a problem. Stop. Respect men. Respect their authority. It's really not that serious. It's okay. You have a very important role as well. You nurture your family. You are a surgeon to the spirit. You are a surgeon to the heart. You are a surgeon to the ego. You make your family back whole again. If you don't see the power in that, I don't know. But I think I'm going to do another video about that. I think I'm going to do another video that's specific to what the role, what the regality is within the role of being a woman/wife. So just respect men. That's all. Number 5, be nurturing. That really goes hand in hand with being kind. I would say being kind is more so an outwardly outsider type of thing where the people that are outside of your primary or extended family or outside of your primary family or your close-knit circle where they get to benefit and experience, they get to benefit from and experience your kindness. Whereas being nurturing, it can extend to them, but usually you tend to nurture those that are closer in community and closer in contact with you. So be nurturing. If your man is going through some stuff and he came home after a long day at work and he's stressed out and he already done told you, oh my gosh, these people at work today, they work me out. You know what I'm saying? When he come in the house, don't get on his back about he ain't take the trash out or he didn't call the people that you said to call, or he didn't RSVP for the such and such. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Here is an example of how you can handle something like that. If he didn't do the things that you needed him to do, the things that you asked him to do, the things that he agreed to do, but you know that he's coming home after a long day, stressful day, and he's expressed that to you, you have the option of getting on his back when he come in the house. Or you can simply call him or text him before he gets here and say, is there anything I can do to prepare for your arrival? Is there anything I can do to help, to be of assistance, to help you wind down for the night? Do you understand how much they will love that? Oh my gosh. Y'all, don't ever underestimate the power of asking your man, what can I do to simplify your process? I feel like I was whispering. Don't hesitate to ask your man when he's coming home from work, what can I do to simplify your process? Or when he's getting ready for work. Don't hesitate to ask him. He's probably going to have some things. Listen, and when you ask, please be prepared to do the thing. Because I feel like sometimes we offer things to people in hopes, or we assume that they're going to say, oh, no, I'm good. No, thank you. Until they do say, oh, yeah, I do need that. You'd be like, oh, gosh, I wasn't ready. So truly be ready. You know what I'm saying? They're coming home after a long day. Offer them whatever they might need. Ask them, what can I do? Simplify your process. What can I do to help you? And then be ready. So when they do give you a list, whether it's one thing or 4 things, you actually ready to do it. Be prepared to do it. Right? Something else. If your man is complaining to you about something that happened at work or with his family or friends or whatever, don't respond to him like you're annoyed that he's expressing to you his feelings. You shouldn't be complaining. Men don't complain. You're not supposed to complain. That's not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. That is the perfect way to get your man to shut down and never tell you anything else again. Now, he at work confiding in Taisha, telling her how he feel. He ain't telling you no more. So now Taisha at work rubbing his head. You know what I'm saying? Telling him, oh, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. I cooked collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread, and turkey legs last night. I'm going to bring you a plate tomorrow. Now she bringing your man food at work. Now he eating good at work. And he got somebody listen to his problems at work. Is that what you want? And listen, because I know somebody going to say, well, if he going to go do all that, then he can go do it. He ain't my man anyway. Okay, that's fine. Fine. I'm not going to debate that because it's true. But women, we cannot dismiss cause and effect. I know y'all want to when it comes to this subject. But when the shoe is on the other foot, when it's you and your work husband, and he bringing you turkey legs and collard greens and mac and cheese and cornbread, and he rubbing your back and your head and telling you it's going to be okay. When it's you, you feel different about it. But when it's them, you say, oh, well, if he going to do that, he can go. He can get on. He can go do that. Cause and effect is real. Keep that same energy. If it's okay for you to do it, because he not doing what you need him to do, it should be okay for him to do it if you're not doing what you need him to do. But if it's just not okay all across the board for you or for him, which I respect that's what I agree with. If it's not okay across the board for either of us to be getting collard greens and cornbread and turkey necks and rubbing the head and all that stuff from somebody at the job, then you do it. You rub his head. You cook him turkey wings and mac and cheese and collard greens and cornbread. You listen to his problems without shooting him down and making him feel like less than a man. Because I'm going to tell you, Taisha is right around the corner to do it. She ready to feed your man because you got a good man. And you don't realize it. You got a good man, but you don't realize that you got a good man. But guess who realized that you got a good man? Everybody. Including Taisha at the job. Talking about, oh, good morning, Fred. How did you sleep last night? Oh, I brought you breakfast. I got you a bacon, egg, and cheese. And your coffee, how you like it. Here you go. Yeah, that's the type of stuff Taisha doing at the job for your husband, and you treating him bad at home. And you wonder why he working overtime. So he get to get money, compliments, and attention of the feminine energy? Looks like a win-win for Fred. Fred is winning. Huh? Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying that Fred needs to go and cheat. I'm not saying that Fred needs to go and, be with the girl at his job if you busy or if you sick or if you been stressed out because of work because you got your stuff going on. That ain't what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is when you don't have all of that happening and you make your man a priority. That's what I'm talking about. And even if you do have all of that happening, you put some of it, if not all of it, to the side and you take care of your home. That's the role of a woman. That's a powerful position. That's what you expect your boss to do. Think about it like this. Your boss has the responsibility of overseeing all of this and everything that's within it, right? Your boss, right? They get to sit at the top and they have to oversee all of that stuff that's under it. They have the biggest responsibility. Shouldn't they get the biggest reward? Their reward would be the pay rate. Their reward would be the respect that they get from their staff and their subordinates. If your man is responsible for all of this and everything that's below it, your man sits up here as the boss of the house, the head of the house, but responsible for everything. Shouldn't he reap the biggest reward? Shouldn't he be prioritized? I mean, maybe I'm doing the math wrong, but I personally think if we can do that for strangers at the job, our boss, why can't we do that for somebody that we know they love us, they appreciate us, they respect us, they want to be here with us, they want to see us win? Why would we not extend that same courtesy to them? I'll wait. Exactly. We should. There is no reason why we shouldn't. But guess what? If you chose a bad man because your discernment is off, because you've been having disconnected and detached sex, and you've gotten used to not using your discernment, you probably have a bad man that you don't want to respect, that you don't want to nurture, that you don't want to value. You probably do. Because if you have a solid man, you will want to nurture him. You will want to value him. You will want to make plates and wash clothes and fold them and put them away. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that that is the thing that makes you a good woman. But what I'm saying is when you really truly love somebody and you see the value that they bring to your life, you want to simplify their process. So any woman who is unsure or uncertain about if she wants to or should be submitting and surrendering to and nurturing this man, if you're uncertain, you probably don't have the right man. Sorry, just cut it off right there. You probably don't have the right man. You probably got a bad man. Ain't no way you're going to have a good man in your hands and not recognize. Y'all know quality shoes when you see them and put them on. You know quality hair when you touch it. You know, I'm talking about the bundles and the wigs, or the braiding hair. Quality purses and jewelry and all of this stuff, but why y'all don't? How come y'all don't know the difference between a quality man though? And I would be willing to bet it's because your discernment is off. Your discernment is off because you spend too much time doing other things other than discovering your authentic self, being kind, knowing when to be quiet, respecting the authority of men, and being nurturing. You've been doing everything outside of that. That's why your discernment is off, and that's why you find yourself with a man that you don't want to nurture. You find yourself with a man that you don't want to respect, that you don't respect. You find yourself with a man that you don't want to take care of. I'm not talking about paying his bills, but what I'm talking about is simplifying his process. Every man has a different process. For the most part, they're all similar, but every man has a different process. Every man values different things within their relationships, within their women. So you probably are with a man that you don't like, you don't want, you don't value, you don't respect, if you don't have the desire to nurture him. If you don't have the desire to simplify his process, because if you did, you would. I know that there's someone who's going to be able to take the things that I've said and say, well, speak for yourself, sis, or that hasn't been my experience, or most men are not like that, and you live in a bubble, or something weird like that. Something that I don't understand. I know someone's going to be able to take that, but that's fine. That for me, as a person who just wants to spread the love and spread the message, if you don't get what I'm saying, please exit this channel now, because this is not for you. It may be for you later, but it ain't for you now. So just go. It's that simple. Okay? So, be nurturing. Love your man. Take care of your man. Take care of your kids. Take care of other people. Heal. Heal with your words. Heal with your thoughts. Heal with your actions. Heal with your hands. Learn massage therapy. Learn CPR. Learn, I don't know. Learn something that can help you nurture the people that you love. It's not just about you. Understand that your whole community is involved and is affected by every decision that you make. It's not just about you. Be nurturing. And the most important of them all, this is the most important thing of how to separate yourself from other women. Right? Research and learn what you don't know. I just want to let that marinate for a second. I just want to meditate on that. Research and learn what you do not know. Think about it. It's really, truly no excuse for anyone nowadays to say, oh, I didn't know. Or, I don't know how to do that, so, I just didn't do it, or I opted out, or whatever. Ain't no excuse. You know why I say it's no excuse? Because when you get a new job and you don't know how to do the work, what you do? You ask questions. You learn. You refer to the handbook. You take notes. If there's a hairstyle that you want, or nails that you want, but you don't have the time or the money to pay for someone to do it, you learn how to do it yourself, don't you? No, you do. You do. I've watched y'all. Listen, when I go to YouTube and I type in how to do makeup, or how to, or DIY tutorial for, I don't know, sew-ins or faux locks, whatever it is, it's going to be so many videos. And guess what? When we click on the videos, we're going to see hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of viewers or views to that specific video. So who is these 100,000? Let's say it's 100,000 views on this video of how to do makeup, how to do an evening look makeup. 100,000. Who is the 100,000 people looking that up? It might be a sprinkle of men, yes, but they might identify as women. So we do have some women that might be looking at that. Some trans women that might be looking at that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the majority of the views were by women. So you determined that there was something that you didn't know how to do. And you felt that it was valuable for you to learn how to do it. So you got on the internet and typed in how to do an evening look makeup. You typed that in. How to do a full face of makeup. DIY ball gown makeup look, right? You look that up. It's no excuse. If you don't know how to be a mother, Google how to be a mom. I know there's going to be some good stuff to come up because I've looked it up before. If you don't know how to be a wife or a female significant other or a good life partner, Google it. There's so much information on the internet, but y'all pick and choose what you want to learn how to do. And then the other things that you don't see the value in, like men, you make excuses about why they need to be different. Ooh. Did I just cook again? You know how to get on the internet to find out how to do makeup, hair, nails, how to book a flight, how to get a passport, how to buy clothes and shoes and purses. You look up how to start a business, how to get money for your business. You look up how to take the class so that you can get the certification. You look up how to get the certification so that you can get the license. You look up how to get the license so that you can get the job. Y'all look up everything else, but when it comes to studying and learning your man, your relationship, you think that that's bullshit. But why? I'm going to go out on another limb and say you think it's bullshit because you don't have a man that you respect, value, honor, and want to nurture. You chose a bad man. Was your discernment off when you chose him? Were you in a place of hurt when you chose him? Were you healing when you chose him? Were you just completely not healed when you chose him? Tell me. Because there's really no way that people have these hardcore opinions about men when they're choosing the right men. Ain't no way. If you choosing the right man, you ain't nothing but smiles, joy, happiness, excitement, femininity, love, nurturing, healing, cooking. Because you want to, you want to feed those that you love. You want to see them smiling over the meal that you cook. You want to see them say, "Ooh, can I get more? Is it more? Can I get more?" They want to take it to work. They want to take something to work with them tomorrow. I can guarantee you, please, if your discernment is in order, you're going to pick the correct men. And just because you're picking a correct man doesn't mean that he's the final or that he's the lifetime or the lifelong final person. But that also doesn't mean just because he's not your final person that he's a bad person. If your discernment is intact, you can still pick good people that are closer to being on the vibration that you're on, aka have the similar desires that you have. But it still don't mean that they are your forever person, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. So, research and learn what you don't know. The man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Talk to the old ladies, the older ladies, excuse me. Somebody might call me an old lady right now. But talk to the older women. Talk to the older men. And do your best to talk to the ones that have the outcome that you're looking for. Do your best to talk to the ones that are living and experiencing the life that you desire. You talk to the one, if you talk to a 60-year-old woman that's living a hot girl lifestyle, or a 60-year-old man that's living a city boy lifestyle, that's I highly, you might hear them say some do's and don'ts that they learned, but for the most part, if they're that age and they're still without a person, a good person, a solid person, me personally, that's not someone that I would be even seeking advice from. I want to talk to the people that's been married for 30, 40, 50 years. I want to talk to the people that have, multiple kids. And even if they may not be married now, they were. Because they probably have learned some things from the past. Those that ain't never been married, those that have only been a jump off, have only been a sneaky link, side chick, side dude, they have only been a baby mother and a baby father, I'm good. I'm sorry. It's no offense to y'all, because I think that you probably have some good information as well. So let me adjust. I would be willing to accept certain information from those people who have never been married, never had a successful relationship. They only have negative thoughts. I would only be open to a small amount of detail from them. And I got to be careful what I take. Because the thing about venom is, venom don't care where it goes. It goes where it is allowed. It infects what is allowed to be infected. So you talking to people that's bitter, they're going to spit their venom into you. Right? And this is all you know. You have never spoken to someone who is happily married, who wants to be in a relationship, who enjoys their family. You only know this person that's spitting venom, or these people that spitting venom. That's all you know. So when the venom comes into you, it's going to spread through your body like a freaking wildfire. Because that's all you know. But if you know a little bit of something else, when that venom comes into you, it's going to be like, ooh, nah, that one ain't for me. Let me push that aside. But I like that. Let me keep that. Let me tuck that in my pocket. Ooh, but that one, I don't need that one either. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Ooh, but I need that one. Bring that one over here too. So now you got two jewels that you've taken from the person who may not be living the life that you want to live. But I say be very careful when you do that. I personally like to talk to a lot of different people, different walks of life, because I be liking to understand where people have been, why they are, how and who they are. That's what I like to know. But if it's not just for educational purposes, if it's not just for, educational purposes, be careful. If it's not strictly for educational purposes, be careful. If you know that your mind is still, if you know that your mind is still in a place where you can be easily influenced or easily swayed, don't talk to them people. Talk to the people who have exactly what you want. The people that are doing exactly what you want to be doing. Talk to those people. Okay? So, with that being said, research and learn what you don't know is no excuse. You have all types of search engines, books, there's libraries on every corner, there's podcasts everywhere. Don't listen to all these podcasts though. You listen to too many of these podcasts, they're going to have you late. They're going to have you single. They're going to have you in a toxic relationship. They're going to have you bitter. They're going to have you mistreating yourself, your family, your kids, and everyone who loves you. They're going to have you confused. Period. That's just what it is. Okay? Listen, I don't make any of these things up, nor do I make the rules. All I have done is experience life and figured out and still figuring out what it is. Okay? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Anything that you want to put in the comments, put it in there. Quotes, links, comments, questions, concerns. I don't care. Put it all in there. Okay? So, that's all I got. I was a little long-winded today, but some of our discussions will be that way. And I do hope that I can have some people on here to exchange dialogues with in the near future. I have some people in mind. One of my best friends / sisters is a psychologist. So she would be a great person to have on here. Shout out to my girl Zach. But yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night. Peace.